Well, a very good afternoon. Welcome back to Oestersund, the 10th of 10 races here at the start of the Biathlon World Cup season, and this could be the best of all. The men's pursuit coming up very shortly. Seb Samuelsson, the local man, will be the first away, having put in a tremendous sprint performance, 9 hits out of 10, but skiing exceptionally well to beat Jacques Allard, the world champion, and Phil Maillet back down into second and third. Johannes Tingesbø. Rifle check. Vetle Christensen. Starting 5. Looking very relaxed.
So the athletes just undertaking their final little warm-up manoeuvres, some sprints being thrown in there, calming the nerves down before the grid start. All 60 athletes will start within 2 minutes 14 of each other. Temperature dropping down as darkness arrives at just after 3 o'clock local time. But the race about to get underway. So the important pre-race checks, all athletes, biathletes have to have their trigger pressure tested officially. And there it is, the 500-gram weight must not snap the trigger. If it does, you're handed back the rifle. It doesn't often happen. You always have your trigger set whereby it is above the legal 500 grams snapping. Johannes Tingesbø, he hasn't had it all his way this season, certainly at the start. He is in second place overall, but he's only 1 point adrift with Samuelsson at the top of the world at the moment. Benny Vega, he's been reliable. He hasn't had any disastrous races. He's had a good start to his season, but needs to find some ski speed. Johannes Kuhne, they left him out of the first races, but his good results in Idre at the IBU Cup have brought him back in, and looked impressive yesterday. Benny Dahl, relay was good, his shooting was effective. I think he only missed 1, and he finds himself on the start sheet just as the athletes are getting their skis ready, getting the over boots taken off, because it is so cold. They're trying to keep the feet so warm here, as you'd expect. And well, the spectators, it's all about trying to keep warm as well with the little dance maneuvers. Samuelsson, what a responsibility. Bib number 1, he's got an 18-second advantage to Jacques Allard, and then behind Jacques Allard at 22 seconds from the lead time, Phil Maillet. Lachipov 26 seconds, so very tight at the sharp end of the race. Wind has been easy today. We saw the shooting results in the women's relay, and apart from one surprise part in the race where a number of the athletes were missing, overall the shooting is easy today. Well, there you can see 5 times round this 2.5 kilometer, the green lap as they call it, total climb of 455 meters. It is a test on the final day here in Oestersund. Beautifully prepared tracks. You can see the tracks switchbacking around there, and look at this, the air temperature is now down to -13. And that's as chilly as you're traveling around at speeds of 25, 26 kilometers an hour.
And so the first pursuit of the season, not far away. Samuelsson, Jacquelin, Fiormaillet, Latypov, Christiansen all ready to go. And top 60 from the sprint qualifying. Well, Mike, talk us through the course. You've skied here and raced here often enough.
Yes, it's a challenging course. You can see the profiles there. From the flat beginning, you've got nothing but these undulations. You can see them there on the map. And I suppose the significant thing that makes, for, in my mind, this range a little easier is the breathing recovery down into the range.
Air temperature now at -13. They've warned there's a little bit of a freeze on the way for tomorrow. If -13 isn't cold enough, going down to at least -21. Snow temperature at -7. It could be quite a hard graft out there this evening for these athletes. Last effort of the first 2 weeks of the season. And well, with 12.5 Ks to race, Samuelsson will need to shoot, what do you think, 90% might be enough to win it. We thought 90% might be enough for Hauser yesterday in the women's race, having started first, but that was to prove not to be the case. Hauser dropping way down the order, down into 4th, shooting 20 out of 20. Extraordinary. And it was Royslund of Norway who came through, hitting 19 out of 20.
Yes, I think Samuelsson will be, his mindset will be to stick to normal procedures, but you would expect 19, with the way he skis right now, 19 hits would, I think, secure the victory, even if those behind him have the perfect shoot.
Interesting graphic with the sort of predicted distance behind. So Sean Doherty is not going to see the guy in front. 858 meters effectively behind the race leader Seb Samuelsson. I suspect that will be closer to 950 because Samuelsson is not going to go slowly early on. Winning time in the sprint of 22.58. He's got an extra 2.5 K to do, so probably close to 28 minutes for today's race.
And interesting is, yeah, Jakub Fak not starting, and that's because the frostbite that he got in Fort Kent many years ago, he's not risking it in this cold weather.
It was a long time ago, but very sensible. Next door to Samuelsson, none other than the world champion. Not the world champion, the double world champion. Amazing achievement from Emilien Jacquelin, both in Antolz and, of course, in Pachuca last year. He's got a teammate alongside him, Quentin Fiormaillet, yet to hit his top form, but a 3rd place in the sprint was very satisfactory earlier on this week. Latypov 4, Christiansen 5, hot shot in the ankle leg for relays, Norway's relay yesterday. Lygrid starts 6, Hoffer is 7, Tarja Bø 8, Johannes Tingesbø is 9, and then Benny Vega 10. Well, the French, there are only 3 of them here. They make more noise than the 2,000 Swedes on their own. They're having a fantastic party, and the reason is that Justine Breza-Boucher came through to win the women's relay for France earlier on today. Nothing pleases them more than a victory in the relay. They didn't get it yesterday in the men's. It was Norway ahead of France, the margin at 11.2 seconds, and Russia in 3rd. Now, Samuelsson's going to get a good cheer off the line, and shooting absolutely key today. He goes hard, as expected.
He's on such good form, Patrick. He can afford this aggressive start. He'll want to maintain, I think, those full 18 seconds as he comes into the range for the first time. Fiormaillet, my favourite for today. He just looked so good in the relay yesterday, but he's in such good company. Latypov not doing much wrong with his rifle, and Christiansen, the best start to his season for very many years.
Away goes Lukas Hoffer. The Italians not so hot this morning. It'd be nice to finish in style. Hoffer's had success. He had success at the end of last season here, winning. Johannes Tingesbø is underway. He gets a big cheer as always. Ponsiluoma, he looks good as he heads out number 11. Kern, Loginov, Dahl, Krishmarsh, Sapala, Strolia, Ries of Germany, Bakken, who started the relay for Norway yesterday. Brilliant performance. Anton Gigenar starting 20, and 21 is Scott Gow of Canada, who started his season very well indeed.
Well, a big wave starting. This is the mid part of the race, and so many 11-12 athletes starting within 4 seconds. And earlier Lagrade opting out again today, Patrick. His sore throat, clearly it's risky in these temperatures, and he'll lose many points by not starting today, but his health is more important.
Well, it certainly is, and you have to wonder how important the overall World Cup title is this year. Is that what he's after? He'd love it, absolutely no doubt about that, but he may have his eye on Olympic gold medals, having done so well at the World Championships in Pachuca last year. Number 3 coming through, Quentin Fillon-Maillet. He started, what, some 3 seconds down on Jacquelin, who's gone off like a rabbit in pursuit of Seb Samuelsson.
He has indeed. Christensen, it must be great. Christensen has, every season the last 6 years lacked a little in terms of his ski speed, but he's worked on that. He's really improved on that aspect of his game, and he's at the top of the field, challenging in almost every race, and I think he will today.
So now we get to see whether Samuelsson has extended that 18 seconds. Looks to me as though Jacquelin has closed it down a little bit. Maybe 3 or 4 seconds taken out of the Swede. He's totally focused, looking up the hill rather than down at the snow. It's so easy just to look at your ski tips.
Yeah, it's those strong
Try
legs.
and hide the pain.
Yeah, Jacquelin, from his cycling background and early years in sport, has fearfully strong legs.
So 4 seconds gained by Jacquelin. Fillon-Maillet started at 21. He's lost 4, so a big margin now between 2 and 3. Latipov at 25, having started 26. And Christensen, 26, having started 31. So that's a really good start from Christensen. Now, what about the Burr brothers? Side by side, it's when they're most dangerous. They started 45 and 50. They're at, well, that's interesting, Mike. No gains, really, significant ones.
Yes, Johannes Ting is certainly, for me, looking better today, starting 50 behind, and that's a positive start at 47 behind. I think that Samuelsson, as expected, really putting a tough pace on, but exceptional pace from Jacquelin, trying to put Samuelsson under pressure at the front of the race.
Well, it's early days to try and do that. I think the pursuit is a game of patience in my book, and when you're 10 seconds or so behind, just slowly claw it back. The risk at the first shoot, if you push too hard, is so high. Samuelsson skiing at his own pace. He's got lots and lots of free snow around him. He'll see Jacquelin, and he'll have made an instant calculation that the Frenchman is catching him. And Jacquelin flowing very nicely round the top bend. Nifty bit of footwork.
Yeah, it's so such good timing, movement, awareness, both of these athletes. Are they risking coming in at such an intensity first time in? You really want to leave the range with the perfect score. The worst scenario is turning left onto that 150-meter penalty loop for each target missed. Jean-Marc Chablot just informing the coaches on the track that Samuelsson is, what, some 30 seconds away from shooting.
Here he comes, big moment, and the crowd will certainly get behind him if he clears 5. If he finds himself on the penalty loop, there will be, I suspect, a change in the lead. We've got 3 men who could overtake Samuelsson should he miss. They, of course, have to hit to achieve that. Here we go. First shot. The wind has been very kind this week compared to what we normally have at this time of the year in Oestersund. And lanes 1, 2 and 3, perhaps the best of the lot. This is the tough one.
Oh, he did. He found that tough. The mindset, I'm out of here, I'm clear. And he thought about it.
Jacquelin skiing much faster than he's shooting. Takes a long time to get number one away. Many hours listening to Martin Fourcade when they've shared rooms in the past, and he gets 5. It was worth those extra few seconds. Latypov didn't wait and has rattled down 5 very quickly. Phil Maillet with a mistake. Christiansen super quick. He's in business, and the lead at the front has changed. It's tight, and now it's Seb Samuelsson's turn to chase.
Patrick, I don't know if you saw that, but when Latypov got up like lightning, he smacked the tail of Phil Maillet's skis just as he was about to squeeze the trigger on the last shot, and I think caused him to miss his second shot. Doesn't often happen. You have to give the athlete lying beside you a lot of space.
Yeah, number 8 there, Tarja Bö, left one of his poles quite a long way behind, so he's lucky that it's still there. Because most of the guys, Mike, are still looking down the range as they exit, just in disbelief at the fact that one was missed.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just checking that all 5 have gone down.
Yes, never a good view when you see some targets remaining.
Sapala of Finland with the fastest shoot so far today, 26 seconds, nothing super quick. Christiansen 28, Samuelsson 30, plus a penalty. So an expensive shoot for Samuelsson, but maybe not a bad thing that the lead has gone. The pressure is off, in a sense. So the first shoot complete, 3 still to go.
Well, a chance to see Samuelsson. He looked solid until that last shot. In my opinion, that's trying to get out. So just bringing the rifle up effectively on the squeezing off the trigger, missing high right. Jacquelin took a long time, skied fast, but long time to build his position and played safe. Took his time in between each shot, and it absolutely paid off. Big names who have missed a target. The biggest of the big names, Johannes Tinges Bö, has missed 1, and he's in 16th place. That's from 9th place. But we always say if you miss early, there's a chance to look how the red flag shows how many places they've dropped. Johannes Tinges Bö 7. The green flag, the positions you've gained. So Samuelsson, he's picked up already the 4 seconds. Which he was in deficit as he left the range, and now that's a good strategy, I think, to tuck in now behind Jacquelin.
The first 6 are, or first 4 are through the 3.8 kilometre stage. Latypov just ahead of Christiansen, and those two skiing together. Jacquelin and Samuelsson have teamed up, and Samuelsson, as Mike says, just tucking in behind, probably getting a little bit of a breather. He had to work quite hard to close those 4 seconds down. 13, you'll recognise as Alexander Loginov. Just behind him is Benny Vega of Switzerland. Not the best of starts to Vega's season, but I think we'll see some good races from him this year.
I think so. I saw the coach running alongside Vega there, Patrick, showing him the fall of the shots. Although he hits all 5, they must have been over either to the left or low or to the right, but they wanted to pass that information on to him.
Yeah, Lukas Hoffer 1 miss. He's dropped down the order. Phil Maillet actually missing 2 in the end, Mike. Can you get a protest if someone disturbs you on the firing point?
Well, it so rarely happens. I did it to a very tall athlete once, and I really apologised after the race. I did cause him to miss his final target. No, I don't think there's a penalty because it should not happen, but it certainly, in my opinion, put Phil Maillet off. I thought we might get a replay of it, actually, but he really whacked the end of his skis and moved his position as he was squeezing the trigger.
Yeah, well, Phil Maillet has dropped down into 12th, as I said. He's now 57 behind, having started the day just 21 seconds adrift of Sebastian Samuelsson. 4 and 5, Latypov and Christiansen, of course. $35 seconds away from entry into the range for the second time. Prone position yet again. And France ahead of Sweden momentarily. I think Samuelsson probably will try and go for lane number 1 where he was last time.
Yes, and I think his skis, I know he was tucking in and getting the drafting benefit, but for me, Samuelsson's skis are a little faster than Jacquelin.
Samuelsson missing shot number 5 last time round. That will need an extra bit of concentration this time. Second shoot. 2 in the stand position to go after this one. Breathing rates seem to be just that little bit higher than the first time round.
Yes, you can hear them gasping to get the recoveries.
Neither athlete in a rush. Much more important. One working right to left, the other left to right. Jacquelin, one target ahead. Oh, and he's a miss ahead as well. That's a good advantage for Jacquelin now. From 0.2 of a second, he's going to extend that. We'll get a very good idea of what a penalty is worth. And I would expect Sebastian Samuelsson to come out some 26 seconds down, but instead of being in second, he's going to be in 4th at best, because Latipov is through, Christiansen is through, both those two men shooting well, shooting clear, and they move up a slot each.
I'm surprised.
21, 22, here he comes.
Surprised at that shooting performance from Samuelsson. Just when you have the knowledge and the feel for a range, generally you've got that comfort zone. I suppose it's like football, playing at home, you have a slight advantage.
No one quicker than 26 seconds so far on this prone shoot. Kern has gone 5. His teammate Benedikt Doll shoots 5 out of 5. Pigdrushny for Ukraine, he clears 5, and that will help him move up through the order. Still trying to keep an eye on the Burr brothers.
Well, Johannes Tingis, he's now got 2 penalties. 1 penalty first time, and now he's got 2 penalties out of 5 this time round.
Well, he could still win, but it would be
a miracle.
Really a miracle. It's relying on those up front to make some drastic mistakes. 12 men out so far. Loginov and Vega at the back of the pack at the moment. Giacomo, Gigena, Strolia, and then Sapala for Finland out in 16th, having just missed 1. And Simonada, Mike, who started 27th, has gone up to 17th. Yet to miss a target. Good shooting from him. Giacomo, the Italian, he's gone 26 to 13. And Fabien Claude, best of all, the Frenchman, 25 up to 8th, hitting 10 out of 10.
That's a good positive start.
On the other hand, Fillon Maillet has gone from 3rd down to 23rd, and Johannes Tingis Burr has gone from 9th down to 21st.
We saw Jonas Jonsson there on the scope, in disbelief that Samuelsson missed again. Yes, Fillon Maillet missing another 2. He put a huge turn of pace onto his second lap, but came in, I think, maybe over the top in terms of comfort for shooting.
There is something about the pursuit and Jacquelin, Mike. He absolutely loves this sort of racing. Suits him down to the ground. He's good at putting pressure. He's strong enough to put pressure on the good skiers. And he's calm enough to shoot well when the pressure is really at its maximum.
Yes, he is to win at the World Championships. I know he started 3rd there in Pokljuka back in February, but he controlled that race. He's got a calm about him when it comes to this race, the pursuit. Christiansen has done nothing wrong. His ski speed is still there. It's still very strong. And, well, he's gained time, actually, on Jacquelin.
Yeah, going nicely. He has to push. And he has to gamble now. Still only 1 shot, 1 missed shot between the leader and 4th position. That is how quickly it can change. Bakken at 50 is 2 shots back. Kern likewise. And Fabien Claude, there he is, up into 7th now, having started in 25th position. Biggest gainer of the race, alongside Pekarnikov, actually, who's gone from 42 to 20. That's a brilliant run. Fabian and Florian Cloud both doing exceptionally well, moving up the order. Keegan up 20-14, Sapala 16-15, Strolia 17-16, and Simoneda just going through there wearing 27. He's got himself up into the top 17, as I said. But this is your race leader, and the margin is significant.
Yes, that's a nice comfort zone, so Jacquelin can afford to miss one, although his strategy today is very calm and quite slow on the range. But if he misses one, he'll certainly go out in first or second position. But we always see the stats changing now, Patrick, when it comes to the more difficult aspect, stand shooting. For most biathletes, only about 3% of the top 60 here in the world would score better standing percentage-wise than they do in the prone position.
Yeah, very steady pace. We saw him try his arm in the relay, pushing it as he came in. It did not pay off. Today, much, much slower. The breathing rate is still high. The French fans have had a fantastic Sunday here in central Sweden. I expect they work in Stockholm. So, yet to miss a target. There is the opportunity, and it's a big one. He's not opened a little crack in the door, Mike. He's opened the barn doors, and surely one of these three can go through.
You'd expect it. I think Latipov looking very firm today. In about 3 seconds there, Jacquelin missed 2 targets so fast.
He could be going from first to fourth. Samuelson misses his third for the day. Latipov misses as well, and Christiansen misses. They're all going to come out together. It's going to be neck and neck going into the next round. And Latipov with 2 misses. He's going to be just a little bit behind. So on they go.
It's always the same, isn't it? The shooting out in the prone position, it's safer. You get so many people have hit 10 out of 10. Then it comes to the part of the race where you're more exhausted and the pressure builds.
Yeah, Fabian Cloud has a chance to go into the top 5 if he... Oh, just spoke too soon. That would have been very impressive. Maybe Krichmarsh can do it for the Czech Republic. He's 1 out of 1 so far. 19. That, of course, is Sivert Bakken. You may recognise him from the opening leg of the relay yesterday. Not the sort of results. He shot perfectly yesterday. It was a really, really mature performance for a youngster.
I'm surprised at the poor shooting now. It's all about the stress of the race. Though they're chasing, they're pushing hard on the track. They're coming in way elevated above their comfort place when it comes to good shooting.
Latipov 34 behind. Those misses, the 2 misses on that stand shoot, very, very expensive, but he's somehow held on to a top 4. Emilien Jacquelin, Mike, shot in 21.3.
Where's Johannes Tingesbo? I saw his card coming up, but I didn't see the outcome.
Simoneda, number
clear.
27, sorry, Simoneda just slipping through, Mike. Still gaining ground, 27 up to 9 now. That's another 8 places gained on that shoot alone. It's not impossible that he'll finish on the podium, but I'm not sure he has the ski speed. But he hasn't missed a target so far. There goes Johannes Tingesbo.
Well, a chance to have a look at this fast performance and shooting just on the edge at 10 o'clock. And that was such a wild snatch that it didn't even get near the black. It was a complete and utter snatch. And Patrick Favre is disappointed. But Jacquelin, even missing 2, he still finds himself at the top because Samuelson in total has missed 3. And Christiansen has only missed 1, but Christiansen now beginning, I think, to struggle in terms of sticking with this fast pace. Skis are good though. He's closing back in on the lead 2 on this descent. And Latypov, I really thought he would maybe one at worst, but he missed two in the first of the two stand positions, so he finds himself in no man's land in fourth position, detached from the leaders by 34 seconds, and the Italian Giacomo behind him in fifth position.
I call that a bluff, a total bluff. Jacquelin, why didn't he just step aside? There was no need for any theatrics, but quite entertaining.
We have seen that before, haven't we? Instead of just moving over, saying, "Okay, I'm done with leading." Oh yeah, my shoelace is open. But it shows, I think it shows that he's in control of himself. He just thought, no, it's too hard at the front. I need to tuck in behind now.
Well, there's a big group behind Latypov, and should one of these men miss two, there could well be a change in the podium positions, but they've got the advantage at the moment. Vega is there, Sapala, Gigenar, Simoneda still at the back. Fantastic effort from the Austrian veteran. Nice to see him shooting well again, Mike. Shooting times for Simoneda, I don't think he's nowhere near his sort of heyday. Yeah, 25 seconds, so he gave away 7 seconds to Dovzhan, who cleared the targets in 18.5.
Oh, that's fast, that is rapid fire. And Simoneda, a little like his father, when his father, Alfred, went to his last Olympics. Alfred was 41-year-old, and Simoneda will be 39 on the 23rd of February. At his final Olympics, Eder is definitely retiring, but I think he can still provide top performances, possibly even a medal.
Well, he got close at the World Championships last year. Just ran out of legs. Seb Samuelsson, he certainly doesn't look like running out of legs. He's in tremendous ski form. Christiansen looking very relaxed. Jacquelin back at the back of the pack and down in for the final shoot when they break to the left and enter the stadium for the 4th time.
This is the best.
One more shoot.
Best we've ever seen Christiansen in terms of ski speed. He's had a few patches of brilliance, but since the first race this year, his ski speed has improved so much.
Latypov now 37 seconds behind, so he has to hope that one of the leading three misses two. Otherwise, he is going to have to settle for 4th at best. Ziggy Mazet in charge of the Norwegian team for many years now. He's done a fabulous job, but he'll be a little bit concerned that his two main players, the Burr brothers, are not performing at anything like the level we saw from them at this stage last year. So Samuelsson will go for lane number 1 again. He has missed 3 already. Christiansen's missed 1. Jacquelin has missed 2. Who has the nerve? Who has the belief? First mistake from the Frenchman. Samuelsson a little bit slower this time. He's got 4 out of 4. The 5th one has been difficult for him. Oh, he misses yet again, and Christiansen's chance. This could be a win for Christiansen. Brilliant shooting. Absolutely superb, especially as the men on his left and right miss targets, and that so often distracts the athlete in the middle. But Christiansen took his time, maybe an extra second for that last shot. Down it went, 5 out of 5, and it means that Samuelsson has to produce a lightning quick loop if he wants to win again in front of his home crowd.
Well, that was spectacular from Christiansen, and he didn't want to take any of the lead pace on. Samuelsson opted for the lead pace when of course, Jacquelin faked the loose ski boot. Didn't play out for either of them. Johannes Tinges, he's taking a long time to the first shot, Johannes Tinges Burr, but now he's hitting them. Clear.
5 out of 5, that's going to make it a respectable result. Simoneda claims another place, or another 3 places. He's up into 6th at 48.6 behind. And Ada, the only man so far to hit 20 out of 20. I'm just going to have a look down. Florian Claude, I think, had hit 15, and Eric Lesser, Mike, 48th up to 17th last time we saw him. So Eric Lesser is having a blinder of a race and a really good start to Lesser's season.
Very much, and the confidence, I think, for Eric came yesterday. The 3 spare rounds, he found his ski speed, he found his shooting magic, which he's shown once again today.
Smolsky at 18.9 on the range. Dale of Norway 18.9. Those men playing catch-up. Jacquelin, who was in that leading group of 3, shot in 21.7. Perhaps a little bit too quick. Christiansen took 27.3. Those extra 6 seconds have won him 25.
Look at this. Samuelsson's pulled back his deficit 3 seconds already. He's on a mission. But he's got a very, well, Jacquelin's so tactical, thinking of his cycling racing, he's thinking, nah, it doesn't pay to lead.
Yeah, that's playing into the hands of Christiansen. They had got to within, just waiting, we'll get a split time in a minute. I think they'd got to within 12 seconds of Christiansen, Mike, so slightly surprised that they didn't keep the pressure on.
Oh, they are now, so that was, Samuelsson wasn't having it, didn't want to lead at this stage.
Yeah, they've got plenty of space behind them, 30 seconds or so to play with, back to 4th place. Those supporting Latypov, I can tell you he dropped down to 9th after that 4th shoot. So a disappointing finish, 3 misses in the end for Latypov, and he's been overtaken by Johannes Tingesbø.
Johannes Tingesbø left the range in 8th position. I think he'll be trying to close that down to 6th by the end of the race.
So Christiansen has this one. Cat and mouse has started for 2 and 3. Just waiting for Johannes Tinges. That's Simoneda again at the back of the pack. Ada with a gain of 21 places so far. I think that was Johannes Tingesbø just going through. He's on the chase, and once this group of 4 see him, I think they might just pick the pace up a bit.
And look at 26, Giacomel, that's spectacular. He has missed 1 target, but 26th all the way up to 5th.
11.3 completed.
The coach telling Johannes, you've got 6 seconds, make it happen, get up there. And I think he's going to at least touch them, and then he'll probably take 1 or 2 of that group.
Just under 1,000 meters for the leaders to go. In fact, they're much closer to home than that. They're at about 800 meters now. Drop down here, they break to the left, up the final climb, and then down into the stadium where the fight for 2nd and 3rd is going to be decided. Christiansen is a country mile clear, and he'll have a little smile on his face when he goes past the others. He stands tall. There's absolutely no need to push the pace. Just needs to make sure of that right hand, left hand combination that leads into the stadium. This is the fight for 2nd, and Samuelsson has been encouraged to go through. Where is Jacquelin going to make his break? Oh, it was the person in 2nd who came through in the relay, Mike. Hannah Erberg got it absolutely right behind Oestersund.
Oh, well, Samuelsson, he needs 10 meters because for me, Jacquelin is always going to win it in the last 100. He's so tactical, absolutely powerhouse. But Samuelsson needs some meters, up to 10 if he wants to cross the line first.
Well, Jacquelin purposely dropping back to about 4 or 5 meters. He wants the slingshot as they come into the final straight, and that could play into the hands of the Frenchman. But Samuelsson will dig deep. Whoa. The Swedes have already won a sprint today, and they're going to win another one because Jacquelin has given up the chase. It's 2nd place for Samuelsson, rounding off a brilliant couple of weeks for him. He's produced some exceptional individual performances, and he started today on top of the World Cup table. He will stay there because Johannes Tingesbø is a long, long way back. Kritschmarsch is there. Ada at the back of this group. We've got Giacomel, who's on for a PB today, if he can get himself up into the top 5. Sapala is wearing 16. best result we've seen from the Finns for a long time, Mike.
Oh, and look at Eider taking it the least expected in terms of sprinting, taking it wide. Is he going to cross the line first? It's Kretschmar.
No, it's Kretschmar who's going to come through and take that one for a 4th place. Sapala 5th. Great news for Finland. Eider 6th, having started in 29. Giacomello of Italy 7th. He'll be delighted with that. And Johannes Tingesbø in the end getting up into 8th place, having started in 9th. So not quite as bad, but the shooting was not good. It's not been good at any stage of the season so far. He has a lot of work to do on that before the Christmas break. Benny Vega 10, which is exactly where he started. And Vega's shooting score, just trying to pick up on that. 2 misses. Mike Samuelsson missing 4.
Wow, yes, I'm just looking at that. I'm actually stunned. 4 targets missed, and he's still 9.8 seconds off the win time.
Yeah, Ponsaloma missing 5. Phil Maillet, well, he may have been distracted for 1, but he missed 4 others as well. So he had a total of 5 misses. So I don't think the protest will materialise. Hoffer, 4 misses down in 18th. Photo finish between himself and Erik Lesser. We got Bakken of Norway, 19 to 21. A good race from Smolsky, 45th up to 26. So 19 places gained there. And Tadiabo went the other way, 8th to 28th with 5 misses, 2:03 off the pace of today's winner, Vetle Sjostad Christiansen of Norway.
And overall, except Christiansen, and what a fantastic performance that was, the rest of the Norwegians, Johannes Tingesbø missing 3, you mentioned his brother, and also Bakken, who's been shooting so well, he's going to miss 4.
Yeah, and the conditions weren't different. Do you think it certainly wasn't the wind. Temperature, yes, at -11, it can make a difference if you haven't got the top quality ammunition, but they do have. I wonder whether it's the pressure of the first pursuit of the year.
Yes, I think it's just the intensity they're risking in terms of speed shooting, and they're coming in above their normal comfort zone, so a lot of risk.
And is that something you don't do too often in training?
They do simulate it. Every team is trying to come in at high intensity to feel what it's like to cope with these excessive pressures. But then you put a World Cup bib on, and the points are important, and prestige and pride. And it's difficult to simulate everything you get at a World Cup or a major championships.
Sean Doherty, 48th position, hasn't really found any form so far this season.
No, that's sadly a long way down. Missing 5 targets as well for Doherty. When you're starting with a time deficit, then you miss a lot of targets. It's quite soul-destroying. And he'll be thinking the flight down to the Alps, the increased sunshine and warmth down there, sometimes it can be a lovely positive change.
Hochfilzen, the next venue. And then, of course, a well-deserved Christmas break. The normal biathlon trophy events in Oberhof, Ruhpolding and Antolz after Christmas. Be interesting to see how many people go to Ruhpolding, Mike, usually the busiest of the World Cups.
Yes, and you know, that's probably at that date the final names to be selected to put forward to the Olympic committees. And I think that Simon Eider today, with that top 10 position, a 6th position, and the only man in the field to hit 20 targets, I think he's probably secured himself onto that flight to the Olympics and to race in the sprint and the pursuit, at least. By far the best Austrian performance.
Strecky followed by Planko across the line for Slovenia. Once you're so far behind, the only thing you're racing for is to avoid being lapped. And coming across the line now, Usov of Moldova just 6:05 behind. Well, what a weekend it's been, wrapped up with more success for the Norwegians after their win in the men's relay yesterday. Christiansen was the one who held his nerve on that final shoot. Jacquelin, he had his chance, perhaps rushed that last shoot just a little bit too much. He finishes third, Samuelsson of Sweden in second, and Christiansen of Norway gets a very, very famous win. Good effort from him.
Vetle, congratulations. It's the second win in your career, but that one must feel spectacular, I guess.
It was amazing. I don't know what to say. It was such a tight fight all the way between me, Sebbe, Emre and Ratipo as well. So I was so pissed after the third shooting. I missed the last shot. And again, I have to say, Siggy told me after the second sprint here in Oestersund that you should never miss one more last shot, but I did. So for the last shooting, it was only 100% focus on myself, and I heard the other two guys were a bit faster than me, but I tried to take it in my tempo, especially before the first shot, to get some coldness in the very cold body, because it was cold out there for sure.
Definitely, but you should be very happy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
ça va avec mes sensas où j'ai du mal à être très confiant et c'est pas naturel mon tir, tu vois. Donc, couché, comme je suis content le deuxième, c'est revenu, tu vois, la vitesse d'exécution. En fait, j'ai commencé à tirer première, deuxième, et là, je me suis dit, putain, franchement, ose quoi, tu l'as, c'est bon, tu le retrouves le coucher. Et au moins, les 3 dernières, bah, c'est passé.
Bon, t'as 2 balles cordon quand même. Hein.
Bah, c'est pas. Ouais, mais sur le deuxième, je me dis, c'est pas aussi naturel, tu vois, que l'autre position, mais. Voilà, ça m'a permis de voir que je peux engager un petit peu plus un tir.
T'as fait des vrais beaux
ça passe.
touchés.
Ouais, je suis content.
Hier, tu faisais la gueule, là, tu fais pas la gueule.
Non. Non, je rate 2 balles, mais je tente, je prends du plaisir, c'est ce qui compte aussi. Hein.
Vous voyez que tu prenais du plaisir.
Oh, bah, c'est kiffant. Let's go. Cheese, cover.
Push it. It was amazing to shoot on this last. Just do it my way, take it a little bit. Yeah!
Det är svårt att hinna om här inne. It's crazy.
Den har ju lite mer kraft. have chance.